I saw yesterday my picture being used to promote these regional sittings, even after we came out clearly expressing concerns about this. I don't know if it is blackmail or whatever the case might be. Look, we reiterate the fact that we are opposed to these regional sittings. Does that mean we are opposed to the regions, the different regions, and the country for that matter? Of course not. One of the things we have been saying is if government, if parliament is serious about addressing the concerns from the different regions, why don't we allocate a week here in our plenary to each region, and we say this week we are now going to be handling matters to do with Western Uganda, next week Northern Uganda, then Eastern, Central, like that. In that particular week, you have all the ministers concerned, members of parliament from those areas raising all these different issues, and then we come out with clear action plans. That's less costly, and yet you would be addressing the concerns of these different regions. It is less costly than the billions to be spent in transporting the entire parliament to these different regions. So for those that have been misrepresenting us, saying the LOP and these opposition MPs are against these different regions, far from it. Far from it. In fact, the concerns of many of these places have been raised severally by members of parliament from these different places, and not much has been done. Why are we not insisting that action gets to be taken? Our colleagues from Northern Uganda have severally raised the issue of Karuma Bridge, which has been closed out to several vehicles, especially the heavy ones, and so transport fares have doubled, travel time has doubled. That's an issue we know about. Why don't we push government to deal with it immediately? The Upper Land question to date is still unresolved. The question of boundaries in Northern Uganda, which has caused skirmishes here and there, is still not addressed. Effects of nodding syndrome are still glaring, and our colleagues from Northern Uganda have raised those issues here in Kampala in our plenary severally. And now you want to lie to them that once parliament moves to their region, those issues are going to be addressed. And yet they've been raising those issues here in our plenary, and ministers present, and not much has happened. We should be pressing government to addressing these concerns. So it is not true when you clearly hoodwink people and say, now, when we come there, those issues are going to be addressed. The issues are known. And our colleagues from these different regions have been raising these concerns. That's what we must be insisting on. Committees of parliament, as we have been saying, ought to be empowered. And committees have gone to these places, different parts of the country, specifically Northern Uganda, and they have brought back reports which we have discussed, whether it be about nodding syndrome, cattle rustling, APA, land question, the Karuma Bridge that has been closed off to several vehicles and so on. And even now, as we speak, there are some committees that have gone ahead of parliament. Again, that is less costly, because if you're sending committees, when they bring reports, let's attend to those reports. Why do you want to insist that now we must take the entire parliament at a huge cost? As if we don't know the issues of concern to the north and to the western, eastern, central. We know these concerns. If we care about these people, let's address those concerns, because they are members of parliament whom they sent to represent them have raised those issues severally as matters of national importance and so on and so forth. So to spend a lot more money for parliament to go and sit in these areas, and yet it will still be parliament, because people are not going to come and attend parliament and address parliament, because that's not what happens. Any few that will come will be in the gallery, whichever the gallery will be. So we have seen people who have used this situation to blackmail us and say we are against Northern Uganda, or no, the regional sittings are not just in the north. They're meant to be in every region. So it's just that the northern region is meant to be the first place. But we are saying let's address the issues of Northern Uganda, because the Northern Uganda has got concerns. The Western Uganda, Eastern, Central have got several concerns. Can we address those critical concerns?